everyone, so the day that I'm filming this is September 21st and my David's disposable camera just came in. I ordered this the 16th. It shipped, I think, on the 18th, possibly. It was supposed to come the 23rd, but it came early. So I figured that I would just do a whole vlog, kind of opening the camera, testing the camera out, and then getting the actual film developed and reacting to that. I thought that would be kind of fun and a really fun way to just review the camera overall. I obviously haven't opened up the package, so we're gonna do that now. Okay, so I was kind of hoping that there would be like a cool box or something, but it just kind of comes in this little tiny, which, I don't know, I guess disposable cameras kind of are kind of like indestructible when it comes down to it. But it definitely has a lot of weight to it. So I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of disappointed that it didn't come in like a cool box or something, because I feel like the bubble mailer that it was shipped in wasn't even really super padded, so I feel like this wasn't really that protected, but I don't know. I'm gonna say this is kind of cheaply made. You can see that like the screw doesn't even properly line up with the like advancement wheel itself, and like it feels really heavy. It feels a lot heavier than any of the disposables that I've come across. I don't know, I'm not overly impressed. I'm obviously still gonna use it. I will. So if you've never used a disposable camera before, basically you just start out by you advance and it stops, and then you take a picture. As you can see, there's a little number here. So when you get the camera to take a picture, you want to just keep winding it until it stops, and it should just line up with 23, because then you take the picture and you'll be technically on 23 and then you advance it. So it's kind of backwards, but when there's only one exposure left, you still take a picture. So if you've never used a disposable camera before, it can be a little bit confusing, but trust me, when you take your first picture, it should just be lined up with the 23. Most of the time, disposables will have like a blank number and then you wind it up and it'll line up with a number, if that makes sense. I don't know, but I think I'm just gonna take my first picture, I guess. If you want to use flash, it's a super dim light, so I don't know if you guys will really be able to see it because I can barely see it. But yeah, so as you can see, it's super red, and when it's red like that, that means that the flash is ready to be used. I think I'm just gonna take a selfie as my first picture. It didn't even say on the website the focal range of this, but I'm assuming that it's probably like 2 to 3 feet, like a meter away, but we're just gonna take a picture, which this is so weird to do, but after you do that, you just kind of wind it, see, and then it stops. So I'm ready to take my second picture, and I'm excited to use this, but at the same time, like, kind of feel like it wasn't really worth $20. So I think once you put flash on, you can't turn it off, but most of the time disposable cameras turn out with better pictures when flash is used. So yeah, but I'm just gonna film whenever I take a picture with this, and I'm just gonna film the process along the way. So I'm very excited to use this.
You are fully capable of deciding your own destiny. The question you face is, which path will you choose? This is something only you can decide.
So right now I'm going to get David's disposable film developed, which it's really weird because they said that it would be Fujifilm 200, but it's actually Kodak 200. This is what it came out like from David's disposable, and this is what it's supposed to look like, so that's why I had a lot of trouble getting it out. I'm in a really big rush right now because I'm a little bit late, I guess. Like, I'm leaving later than I wanted to, but it's not gonna be too big of a deal. It's a really fast process, but when I come home, I'm gonna explain better how I got the film out of David's disposable since I wanted to kind of keep it. But yeah, so I'm gonna go get the film developed, and then I guess I'll talk again later. But I did reach out to FanJoy because my camera actually had issues with lining the number of exposures up. So yeah, I'm gonna go get it exposed, and then I guess I'll check in after. So I'm back home now, obviously, and to get the film out, you only need to pop this little part out, which can be slightly difficult, but you just kind of have to get your fingernail under there. And yeah, you don't have to rip the bottom sticker off really, but if you've never had a disposable before, maybe you wouldn't know this, but before you throw it out, you're supposed to take the battery. So I would assume, like, since I took the sticker off, I would assume that maybe you should just take like an X-Acto knife and just try and like cut here, if you can see that, like try and just cut the battery cover out, because I don't know. You obviously wouldn't really just be able to slide it over, but besides that, I actually had to take my entire camera apart. So basically what I did was just cut along the seam here, if you can see that. So yeah, you just kind of cut along the seam on the top, and then you just kind of click the sides off. See how that, since both of the sides are just plastic, those just kind of come off and you don't really have to cut any of the sticker. But yeah, so that's what the inside looks like. And again, I had to completely cut mine apart because my film was actually still attached to the little film roller on the other side. When you use a disposable, you're supposed to just keep turning this until it stops. You take this off, you should just be able to pull the film out, but I wasn't able to, so I had to completely take it apart. If you need any help, just comment down below and I'll try and better explain it. But yeah, so I took the battery out since I wanted to use mine, but please make sure to take the battery out if you plan on keeping it, just because it can explode and that's not very good. But yeah, so I'm really excited to get my pictures back. They should be done in probably at least a week and a half. I'm hoping that since it's fall, maybe they're not as busy, so I'll get it sooner than that. Today is September 30th, just so that when I get the film back, you'll know how long it took for it to get developed. But yeah, so I guess the next time you guys are gonna see me is when I actually have the pictures. So it's October 9th and I just got back from picking up my pictures of my David's disposable film, and I'm pretty pleased with it actually. I really like how a lot of the pictures turned out. We went to Vermont, we stopped in Burlington and Stowe, and a lot of the pictures are from Stowe. I didn't take any in Burlington. I wish I took more pictures though, but we were really crunched for time and I didn't feel like carrying around my bag. But I'm really happy with the results, and this was Kodak 200 film. I think some of the disposables had Fujifilm 200 in them, but I'm not entirely sure. Mine was Kodak 200. I still stand by the fact that I don't necessarily think that this camera was worth it. I don't regret buying it at all because I still think it's really cool to have, and it was really fun to actually shoot with. I think all disposables are. I wouldn't necessarily recommend buying them if you're really crunched for money, like I said in my first video. But again, some of the pictures turned out really good, and I do regret not taking more pictures of like us while we were on the trip. But that's one thing about disposables, is that I definitely recommend them if you're going on a trip or something, but as a day-to-day camera, I don't necessarily think it's worth it to buy. I'm gonna wait to use some of my other disposables because that's what I found out. I don't really like taking pictures of just like anything around the house with disposables. Currently, as I'm filming this, the disposables aren't on FanJoy's website anymore. I feel like they might bring them back or something, because I definitely think that they need some quality control. If they get re-released, I do recommend that maybe if you have a little bit of extra money to spend, definitely get one, because it is still fun to use regardless. I just wish that it was maybe like $15, because at the end of the day, I ended up spending almost $40 on one disposable camera. The actual camera was $20, and then shipping was around $8, I think, and then to get the film developed is $12. So that is honestly a lot of money for one camera, but I don't regret it. I'm really happy with a lot of the pictures, and now I'm actually going to be showing you guys all of the pictures, and I'm going to be including a digital picture first if I have one, and then showing you the Kodak 200 film, if that makes sense. And I just honestly love photography so much, and if they do end up re-releasing them, I think I will film another video on them, just because again, it is fun, and I really hope that maybe we go on a trip so that I could take more pictures that would be a little bit more interesting to look at. But here's that slideshow. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe down below, and comment if you got one of these cameras, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!